Good morning, Pete Guitar Martin here. Before we get started, please hit subscribe, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. This is a really cool bass part to an awesome instrumental Santana song. This is off the album Moonflower, and it is the song Flor de Luna, which means Moonflower in Spanish. So Flor de Luna, Moonflower in parentheses. It's an instrumental song. It goes the melody's like ba da dee da 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 dee da 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 da. Any rate, great song, beautiful song. One of the many popular instrumental songs that Santana, the band Santana, put out, led by David Carlos Santana. Okay, so anyway, so this song has what I call an A section, a B section, and it has two solo sections. And the first solo section ends on a D minor chord. So I'm going to talk about all those sections and show you how to play them on the bass. It's kind of hard for me to figure out initially, especially the B part and the solo sections. But I got it exactly like the record, because I'll tell you, they pretty much play it, each repetition, exactly the same way. And I figure they must have probably simplified the bass line for two reasons. One is just to make it easier to record, because back then studio time was of a premium, so you didn't spend hours and hours in the studio. So if they made it simple, then someone could come in and just play it and nail it the first time, or one of the first takes anyways. And the other is that Santana features a lot of percussion, so if you keep the bass simple and solid, then the percussion can embellish around it, as well as the lead guitar solo. So, any rate, the song is in the key of D minor, and at one point at the end of the B section, it does a descending D minor scale, and I believe it does this twice in the song, but it's... So that's a D minor scale, D natural minor, 1, 3, 4, fingering 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, and it just does that at the end. And it kind of does a little bit of a, hits a loud D there, and then it gets soft and then crescendos through it. Not a huge crescendo, but it's a little bit, and it helps make it more musical. Anyway, so the A section is just a 1, 4, 5 in D minor, but it goes to the 5 first. And we're going to play the exact same pattern on each chord. We're going to play, if you look at the D major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to play the 1, the 5, and the 8. So that's the pattern. 1, 5, 8, 5, 1. Yeah, so that's D, A, D, A. But that's the same pattern we're going to do on each chord. I'm not going to show you that on every chord, but it the count. Excuse me. A little bit of a syncopated rhythm. The count is 1, count 2 happens, and you come off on like 1, and you mute on like 2 basically. 1, and then you play on the and of 2. 1, 2, and then it's 1, 2, and 3, 4, and you come off on 2 and you come off on 3. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. So that rhythm is used throughout the A section and the B section. So let's get on with it. We're going to do section A. So that goes like this. We're on the 5th fret of the A string, the D. So we're going to play, here we go. Da da dee. It starts with a pickup. Da da dee da da da. That goes to the A, which is the 5 chord. Now we're going to go that's the 4 chord, is the G. Notice it hits the D twice in a row. It is again. So does A, does a section A twice in the first time. At the end, like I said, or towards the end, it hits the D twice in a row, because the D is the 5 of the G chord, and then that is the 1 there of the D minor. Ba-da-ba-ba. We're in the B section now, by the way. Does the B twice also. That's G, C, F. F, G, G sharp, A. Here comes the D7. Okay, so that I just played the A section twice and the B section twice, which is exactly what it does. And the next thing it does is it goes into the first solo section. And the two solo sections are slightly different. Oh, it's so subtle, the difference, really. But I found as a lead guitar player soloing to this, if you don't make the subtle difference, it's hard to play both solos authentically. So the first solo section is D here. It's D minor. The chords are actually D minor and E minor 7 flat 5. And those are the only two chords, and the chords are the same in both solo, the first solo and second solo. It goes between D minor and E minor 7 flat 5. Now you play a 5 in there, I mean an A in there, but the A is the 5th note of the E minor chord. And it's the 5th note of the D minor chord. So that's the A is, and the A brings you back to the D. So it's the 5th of the D minor. It would be the flat 7 of the, it would be the 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it's the 4 of the E minor, but it really doesn't function with the E minor. So it's the 5 of the D. Anyway, so the first solo section, you play D on the 3rd string. Then you play A on the 2nd string. Then you play D, E, and then you go A, and then you do A. So you actually play A here on the 2nd string 3 times, because you do it twice first, ba-ba, and then you also do it as a pickup back to the D. Dip-bom. So it's D, A, E, A, D, A, D, E, ba-bum, ba-bum. Now, I suppose you could ad-lib in there, but you want to be careful not to mess with the groove. I mean, there's a lot going on, percussion rise and lead guitar solo, and the bass is laying down that groove, and I hear on the record it's doing the same thing the whole solo. So I'm just playing with some different fingers so you can see that. When I actually play it, I'm using my index on the D and my 3rd finger on the E and my pinky on the A. So it'll be like this. You hear it's as important when a note ends as when it begins. You hear the separation. You got to leave that separation so you can hear the percussion in between. That's the point. Boom, off. Okay, so then this ends with 3, 4, 4 measures of 8th notes. So that's 12 notes, but you're not going to count 12 notes. You're going to count 3 measures of 8th notes, and it ends on the and of 4 of the 3rd measure. So the first note, now the guitar is doing a walk up like a, something like that. Okay, I had hunt for a couple notes. So I'm not used to playing on the bass, but the bass and the rhythm instruments play a D minor chord, and so the bass is just playing eighth notes on the D chord. It's got what in music is called a schwarzsando. I think it's spelled like schwarzsando. I don't know. It's like SCHWARTZ or something. ANDO. Well, what that is a schwarzsando piano. You punch the first note really loud, and then the second note is almost inaudible. It drops in volume so much, and then you do a gradual crescendo. Schwarzsando piano followed by a crescendo would be the proper musical terms for what's happening there. And so it's 1 and 2 and 2 and I'm not counting again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and ba da ba ba. Now what it does there is it does the guitar after that break where you rest. The guitar does a pickup into the B section, and so you go right into the B section out of there. So we're doing this first solo. And 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and B section. Does the B section twice. I messed it up. Should have gone to the 8 for first. Now there's the A section, but it's only going to do this once, and it's going to go in the second solo. Here's a second solo. It's basically the same notes, slightly different rhythm, and we're playing the A on this A on the 4th string instead of the 2nd string. So it's D A D E A. Now I've written this when I've written it out. Sometimes I've wrote 3 A's here. You're only hitting the string twice, but I write the second A in parentheses as kind of implied. 1, 2, the 1. Say 1 and 4 and 1 and 1 2 1 and 4 and 3 and 1 and 2 3 4 and 1 and 1 and 4 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. No, it's a 3 4 3 4 1 and 4 and 3 4 1. So that 3 is an implied note. It's really just a continuation of the note that's played on the upbeat before it. 3 4. You don't really do anything. You just kind of feel it. 1 and 4 and 3 4 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 3 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 4. And on the record it just fades out, so that's the whole song. That's all of it. With my band, I like our band Faster Than Light, formerly known as the Timeless Band. It's now called Faster Than Light. So what we do is we just do that walk up again, and we end with the 3 measures of the D. Da 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 da. that's the end of the song. It's kind of a dramatic ending. It's fun. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that you have fun playing the song. And I tell you what, if you have a guitar player in your band who's a Carlos Santana fan, or the band Santana, then, or anybody really who's because another famous song, Europa, is more famous, even though this is the title track of this double album. The double album, Moonflower, by the way, was it had 3 sides. It was I bought the album years ago, and it had the vinyl 33 1/3 revolutions per minute. Anyway, that had 3 sides, was live. Okay, so there's a bunch of really cool live music on there, and then they have one that was studio. And Moonflower, one side of the 4 sides of that double album was a studio recording. And that's what Moonflower's on there. Also, there's a remake of that song, She's Not There, which totally smokes, vocally and guitar-wise. Unbelievable. So, at any rate, was that live or not? Anyway, whatever. Moonflower is a studio, even though it's on a live album, it's a studio recording. And so I hope you enjoy listening to that and playing that, and maybe your band ends up covering the song. That'd be cool. I hope you have a great day. And by the way, our band Fast and Light, we are in the process of writing our first album, so pretty excited about that. Again, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. If you ring the bell, then you'll be notified in YouTube when I put out a new, anytime I post a new video. And so check out the rest of my channel if you like. There's some other Santana songs on there. There's a variety of instruments which I teach you. But music is a universal language. It's not just universal across the world. It's universal between instruments. So just because you're a piano player or a guitar player or a saxophone player or ukulele player or whatever, percussionist, including drums, you're going to learn things about music that can apply to your instrument, even if I'm instructing on a different instrument. I'm using the same universal language, and it uses all college level music theory proper terms when we're explaining how the music works. So again, I hope you enjoy it. Have a great day. Take care.